What is going on, guys? Welcome to your third tutorial in stock analysis through PHP. And in this lesson, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to connect to your database through a PHP file. So what I like to do is I like to put it in a separate folder. So go to wherever you're working, make a new folder, and just name it, what can we name it? Name it includes, because I don't know how many files we're going to be including in this program, but whenever you include something in PHP, I like to put it inside a separate include folder. So just go ahead and make that right now. And now that you have a folder called includes, go ahead and open up Notepad. Now, hold on, let me adjust myself in my seat. Now, what we need to do is we need to create a new blank file. So let me go ahead and hit File, New, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it right now. Even though we didn't write anything in it, just go ahead and hit File, Save As, and make sure you save this connection file inside your includes folder. Now just go ahead and name it connect.php. And it's going to save this as a PHP file. So go ahead and hit that and you should be good to go. So now that we have a connect.php file, this is the file that we're going to be writing all of our connection script into, and this is the database information. So how do we write a connection script to connect to a database? The very first thing we need is, of course, PHP tags, and I just go ahead and I write mine first. Now we need, well, we don't need this, but we need to use the MySQL connect function, and I like to store this inside a variable called connect. And go ahead and set this equal to MySQL underscore connect. Now this MySQL connect function is already built in. It takes three parameters. The first parameter it takes is the location, or pretty much your server's address. However, since we're gonna put this file directly on our server and we're not connecting to another server, we can just use localhost. That means wherever the script is located, use this server. Now after this, what we need is the name of the user that connects to that database. And our username is Danielle underscore Sally. So remember, the first two pieces of information is what server do you want to connect to and what's the user's name. Now the third and final piece of information, if you couldn't have guessed, is the password. So let me go ahead and just hit this, type it in, and there you go. So in my variable connect, I have the name of the server, the name of the user, and the password. And after this, we're going to go ahead and we'll make a simple if statement. So what this if statement is going to do is it's going to test, okay, if not connect, because this function right here, MySQL connect, it's going to return a value true or false. It's going to return true if it could connect to the database. So now this variable connect is either going to be true if it connected or false if it didn't connect. Ugh, I got phlegm in my throat. Pretty gross. So if we say, okay, if not connect, in other words, if you could not connect to the database, then what we want to do is just go ahead and hit die, which pretty much kills the script. And let me just go ahead and say something like, whenever you use die, you can put something in between. It's kind of like a prompt. It will just write could not connect to database with an exclamation point. And that way, whenever we see this on our website, we know that we have an error with connecting to the database. And that's another thing. A lot of people just use this die, but they don't write anything in between, and then their website messes up, and then they have to look through all their code. So guys, pro tip, make sure you always include a little prompt. So now what I want to do is mention this. So what we did right here is we connected basically to our server through a user, but we didn't select what database we want to work with yet. We might have a database for, this. We may have built another website for our friend. They may have a database. We have a bunch of databases on this server, so we need to specify which database we're working with. Now, in order to do that, use a function called MySQL underscore select underscore DB. They didn't make you type out database. So this takes two parameters. The first parameter is what is the name of the database that you want to work with. So again, what this does is it basically connects to your server, and right here we're saying what database we want to work with, and this is the YouTube database. And the second parameter is your connect it's actually, just go ahead and write that. And it's basically your connection script, I want to say. I don't know how to say it. So basically, this is the script that we use to connect to a database. And we can go ahead and run this right now. And if we look at the what's called the web page connect.php, it either says nothing if it worked properly, or we get this error message if we couldn't connect. However, I'm confident, so I don't need to test it out, that this script is working pretty dang good. So after this, I didn't think I was gonna have time for this, but I want to show you guys this. Let me go ahead and make a new, am I gonna have time for this? Yeah, might as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a new file, and I'm gonna go ahead and save this file as not includes. I'm just going to go ahead and save it in the main directory, and I'm going to call it ticker master .text. That's pretty good. So now this is a blank document that I named ticker master. Why the heck did I do this? Well, I did it because of this. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving this program a whole bunch of ticker symbols. Now if you're saying, what is a ticker symbol? Well, whenever we look at a stock for a company like Google, we don't type in Google. Whenever you're looking at it online or on, the Dow or whatever, every company has like a 1, 2, or 3, or 4 letter symbol. It's like a code for that website. I mean, excuse me, for that company. So Google's is GOOG. If we type in Yahoo, look for that. Yahoo's code is YHOO. And this is pretty much what the pros use and what databases use to distinguish companies from each other. So go ahead online and look for whatever ticker, whatever companies you want to use, and make sure you get their ticker. Just don't type in the word like Netflix or something like that. So I already got, I don't know, 5 different companies that I'm going to want to scan whenever we have our formulas, and they're always in capital letters. So I'm going to use Yahoo, which is YHOO, Google, which is GOOG, Netflix, and Apple, and Adobe. I'm just going to use 5 tech companies, but if you want to use one company that you want to scan or 500 companies, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to test your formula out on, put all the companies in a file called tickermaster.txt and make sure that all the tickers are in capitals, and make sure you have one per line. And this is kind of going to be the master file of what companies we want to text, and I'll show you guys how to use this file later on. So anyways, now that we got our connect.php set up, you guys can go ahead and test that if you want. And also your ticker master, which is all the companies we want to test, we're ready to move on to the next tutorial. So in the next tutorial, we're going to finally be typing some real code. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys then.